Okay, let's get started. Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. I'm very excited to do chapter 3. Mainly just because I like doing the trial, which we should get to today as long as my computer does not blow up. So, and perk is, I think my roommate just started working, so I don't want to be too loud. So, anyway. Hello! I hope everyone's having an okay day. Yes, that is the hope. The hope the computer doesn't blow up. I mean, it's good. I just worry that it's gonna crash like it does. If it does crash though, I'm probably just if it does crash in the middle of the stream, I'll probably just do the thing where I did in the past, where I just restart and then restart the stream. But the last few times that hasn't happened, so here's hoping that doesn't happen. You know, like just be hopeful. All right. But with that in mind, I'm gonna boot up the game. Play. Boot up the game. Boot up Trigger Happy Havoc. Oh, it's loud in my ears. I had this up too high, I think. There's the game. Oh, talk. I miss you already. Okay. So, let's go over what happened last time. Basically, chapter 3 started. Oh wow, a lot actually happened. Hina thought she saw a ghost in the locker room. The next day, we decided to explore the school. We got to the 3rd floor of the school. We saw a rec room, we saw an art room, and then we saw this weird laboratory room. And poor Taka was really depressed. I mean, I don't blame him. One of his best friends died in the previous chapter. And then we also found a photo of Mondo, Leon, and Chihiro together, which is very bizarre. They were in a spot where it doesn't seem like there was, like, the windows weren't barred or anything, so that was a little weird. And we found a camera that belonged to Hifumi, and Hifumi mentioned that he lost it when he got to Hope's Peak, so. We later met up with Hina, and we went into the dressing room where this bathhouse is to see what this ghost was, and we found a laptop in there, and it had this AI program on it that was made by Chihiro called Alter Ego. And so we're using Alter Ego to help us find more about the school and whatnot. Then, Taka overhears, because he's been kind of depressed, so he hasn't really been part of the investigation stuff. He overhears that Chihiro may, quote, still be alive. Not really alive, but like he's in a state of like, I can see Chihiro again. So we take him to go see Alter Ego, and then Alter Ego kind of cheers him up and also like displays Mondo's image to try to give words of encouragement, and it completely transforms Taka into this mesh of Mondo and Taka, Kiondo or something. And then we get in trouble with Kyoko because Kyoko's kind of like, we need to use this laptop to investigate. Please don't do this. This might be bad. And then later, we find out that Hifumi has essentially fallen in love with Alter Ego because Alter Ego is, you know, an AI. It likes learning stuff. And when Hifumi just kind of goes on about stuff that he likes, Alter Ego's like, okay, cool, I'm like registering that information. So Hifumi is kind of fallen in love with Alter Ego. Man, a lot happened last time. Then later we find out that the laptop went missing. So we're like, crap, okay, that's not good. We don't know who took it. So the next day we were like, let's go look for Alter Ego. So we go to the next day and we try to meet up in the dining hall, and like four people or something don't show up. And we're like, okay, that's weird. So we go looking for them. We find Celeste was attacked by some robot figure. I'm not joking, it's a robot figure. She took a picture of it, and then we go and we find a Hifumi who is bleeding really badly, who was also attacked by the robot thing. So we take Hifumi back to the nurse's office, and then we're like, okay, well, we gotta keep searching. We gotta find all this. We gotta find the others. And then we think we see the robot figure up, like going up the stairs. So we're like trying to find the robot figure, and then we have to split up because we heard a scream downstairs that from Hifumi. So we're like, okay, we gotta follow the robot figure and check on Hifumi. We find Hifumi dead. And we're like, oh god, great. So then we go back up to try to find the other people that were pursuing the robot figure, and then we find Taka dead. Like, what is happening? So then we all we're like trying to regroup, and then someone's like, hey, Hifumi's body's gone. And we're like, excuse me? So we go and look, and yeah, Hifumi's body disappears, Taka's body disappears, and then we managed to find them in the repository. Right now we have 2 people missing, Kyoko and Hiro. I think I got my timeline mixed up, but the game will go over it about 10 times better. It'll go over it 10 times and I'll explain it better than I can. Yeah, I feel so bad. Taka. Poor Taka. Anyway. So, that's what happened. But I know that was a lot. So let's just get started with the investigation. Shall we? Hold on, I need to check something real quick. Alright, cool. Yeah, a lot happened last time. So I'm kind of glad we were able to get to the investigation phase. Alright. Oh, hey, Spencer. How you doing? I hope you're having a good evening. Welcome to the Danganronpa streams, where characters die and disappear. Yeah, did I say I hope you're having a good evening? If I didn't, I hope you're having a good evening. I made it for real this time. Heck yeah. Welcome to the streams. You get to see this in real time. Alright, let's check out the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yes, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before.
That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway.
Maybe.
Well.
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
Perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? Oh, Monokuma's hopping up already. Sorry, I hope my Monokuma voice isn't too loud.
An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
I'm going to have to leave the audio keeps cutting out on my end. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I hope you have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by.
So in other words, 2 people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
I miss you, Mondo. Okay.
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then...
So you're saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay, let me take an opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
the true blackened. So just one person.
Well now,
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the Blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one blackened. Accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right.
If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended! Yeah.
You. When did you...
I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You've gotta be kidding.
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Poor Byakuya. See, seeing Toko there? Oh, great. My day just got 10 times worse.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then,
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us had as an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Nothing ever is in Danganronpa. Well, except in the first game cases. They're kind of straightforward. But in every other game, nah. Okay. There are hammers of... Jazz hands! Exactly. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Oh, wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Nice. Alright, now I guess we're looking at Ifumi's body. That's not what I meant to click on, but here we are. Ifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. This really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way up from the first floor to the third. And all without anyone noticing it. How? It's no good. I just don't get it. Very carefully. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. Real quick, when you said very carefully, I thought of that one Vine of like, that guy goes up to a cop being like, hey, has there ever been a robbery here? And he's like, no, I don't think so. Meanwhile, there's like a burglar in the back with a giant bag just like hippity hopping away. This case messed me up, bro. I don't blame you. That's what I was thinking with. How did they get Hifumi's body up like that? Anyway. Let's investigate Hifumi. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was lying on the floor in the nurse's office. Oh, wait. something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. Oh, that's it! His glasses! When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now, they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? Why? Okay. That's what I wanted to click on earlier. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. Kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Taka. He'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Okay, let's talk to Hina.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. About the repository.
What is it?
After Hifumi and Taka's body disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside.
It was locked?
And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now?
I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Sakura! There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then.
Would you like my help? I have a good groundwork of what happened, so no. I'm so sorry, Sakura. I love you. Alright, Byakuya, what do you got to say? Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us has an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died... Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So, in other words...
Then there was no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's a fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no. There's a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Because all the rule says is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number 1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on. Perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Excuse you, sir. We hung out last time. I think that makes us friends. What's with the attitude? But you do have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. I was your Watson, bro, but I was your Watson to your Sherlock. Yakuya. He talked as if he'd figure something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? I think that's all there is to here. There's only one way in and out of this room. Through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. The door can only be locked from inside of the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beamed them to the repository. So that certain someone... there's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office, where Hifumi was found. Then the equipment room, where Taka was found. Well, the equipment room is on this floor, so let's head there. Yes, I'm going the right way. Just had to make sure. I love the investigation themes of Danganronpa so much. Real talk, investigating is like one of my favorite parts of murder mystery games. Just really enjoy it. Oh, hey Toko. Let's get your voice out of the way. I love Jack so much. So much. Alright.
I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. What? I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event.
Yeah, sorry about that. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. That's still a total mystery. This is Hammer 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Interesting. Let's get out of here. Just to make sure if there's... Okay. Whoops. The nurse's office was the other area we wanted to check out. So... let's go back down to the 1st floor and go to the nurse's office. Hey, Celeste. Let's talk to you. What are you investigating, Celeste?
I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around, seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh?
Oh, excuse me. When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom.
And when you got back, the body was gone?
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so.
To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less impossible. I messed up that line, but it's fine. Just Hammer 3. The one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. Alright, let's... I think there's something in here, if memory serves. It's just a normal trash can. What? Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Ah, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh. Did you find something?
Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh? A cleaning cloth?
And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, me either. But I think it might be important. Okay. What were the other areas of interest? They wouldn't have made us leave the equipment room if there was nothing in there, right? I don't think so. Ah, crap. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this case. Okay. Got to check out the nurse's office. Maybe I'll go back to the 3rd floor. And I'll go see if there's something I missed in the repository. Although I really don't think it would have let us leave if there wasn't any, if we weren't done in there. So maybe there is something in the other 2 rooms. Yeah, I mean... There's nothing from this, right? All covered in... For some reason, one hand register needles also went. Someone washed it recently. Yeah, we already got that. Okay. Check one more time in the equipment room. It's been ages since I've done this case. Oh, is it this? This tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and just recently too. Okay, we just get a coin from that. Cool. That's fine. We've already talked to in here. All the important points. Okay. Oh. How you be Byakuya? So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. This is the note Hero wrote to us to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear.
I knew you couldn't stay away for too long. Byakuya. Oh, there you are. Makoto poses like, I knew you'd come. This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Okay, fine. He said to go to Hero's room, but what's waiting for me there? I don't know, but there's nowhere else for us to really explore, so might as well. Wait. This warp will be quick. Hero. The door's unlocked? I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. This is Hero's room. There's all kind of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? Oh, that camera is... Oh, the camera's glitching out. I think that's a Steam port thing. I don't think the camera was always that... I don't know. I never played this on Vita, so perhaps that camera didn't glitch out on the Vita, but that camera's glitching out on my end. I don't know if you guys can see that. More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? I mean, might as well. Although he does have a banger room. Wait, how much stuff can I check out? Not a lot. Yeah, not a lot, so we'll just check out the boxes. I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and something's made out of... It looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bothers me. It's been a while since I saved, so I'm safe. Okay. Let's get out of here.
Makoto! Big news! Big news!
Oh, what's wrong?
We found Kyoko!
What? Is she okay? Where is she?
Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too!
Robo Justice?
It's a hero wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor.
So I think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could.
Uh-oh.
They're so far away! Hey. Kyoko and...
I mean...
Man, I've had the worst day. Hiro?
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool locker. Or the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and he woke up.
Don't be mean!
I still can't believe you picked me. Or kicked me. Picked me? Kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it. Like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden, without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
it's nothing.
Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
and?
First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
Oh, well, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, don't know how that happened, then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care. There's something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
Huh?
Well,
Let me out!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
Got it all wrong!
I didn't make this stupid frickin' thing.
It would seem...
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. Took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. Took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off.
Whew, free at last.
Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So then,
Excuse me.
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume.
And no helmet hair. Dude, I'm freaking jealous. I get hat hair so bad. Like, so bad. I would love to wear, like, beanies more often, but I get bad hat hair. I would have to wear it forever.
Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
is that okay?
Can't wear hats, period. Yeah. I don't even remember the last time I wore a hat, if I'm honest. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my water.
In other words, it's obvious to everyone that you made this costume.
Oh, so hats just don't fit your head. Oh, yeah. I think I know a few people who also have that issue. Like some of my coworkers. Issue is a bad word. Sorry. What I meant was I know other coworkers who can't wear hats because of their heads. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be?
And then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone.
That's
It
terrible.
was Hero. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
Tie me up.
Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean, attacking? Blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck? You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. Who else could possibly be the costume attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine. If you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will.
Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
Sorry, I just read your comments. This is quite a CG with Hina being stuck in there. Tiny Hina in this big Robo costume. In a huff, Hina took off the suit. Took the suit back off again.
Well, now you're all out of excuses.
No, because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then...
Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. Arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See? I told you it was impossible. You are absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hero's body exactly.
But
Then there's another costume. They must have had one that looks the same, but it fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence?
You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hero's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, tell me?
Cool.
Alright, Hero.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it?
Oh, well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi.
What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
I did not. Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it. I know who did it.
So then,
You may as well tell us then.
Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right?
I'm at least 30% right.
Which means Alter Ego and/or Chihiro must have done it.
correct.
I see. That is unfortunate.
Please.
Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so then.
I know, the note.
Note?
Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we could use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the word. Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. Huh? What? Really?
I told you. Someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me.
Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you.
Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note.
With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
Yeah, sure.
Please! Gotta believe me! I wouldn't hurt a fly!
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? For serious! Gosh, his hair just covers the whole portrait there.
Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. What the heck? Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero!
No! It's like I said!
Just the worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why.
Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me!
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you.
If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right?
You're right! I need to look for the second suit in that note. Feet, don't fail me now!
I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Genocide Jack to switch with me, but if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye.
One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto,
Do you have a second? I want you to help me with the investigation.
it would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
anyway,
We have to hurry, before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository, and I guess we should head that way for now. Okay, let's go into the map, go to the 3rd floor. Is this really the closest one? I probably could have gone to the other one and it would have been closer, but here we are. There it is. It's been a while since I saved. So, I'm gonna do that real quick. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's go into the back. Ifumi, Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka, without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
Monokuma was File was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable.
I see.
Makoto, I found something.
You did?
Hey,
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand?
He did?
whew,
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch?
so then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock.
So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken.
Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls!
In other words,
So, if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m.
Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something.
You're right. There's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try to pry it out?
Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited for this kind of manual labor, right?
Okay.
As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. Ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he left us a few clues of his own.
Okay.
Do I have to click on Hifumi again, or do I talk to you again? Let's check on Hifumi again. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's body. Yeah, all the way from... Seems Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed. I think this is just a repeat. We found his body in the nurse's office. His glasses were covered in blood. Now they're spotless. Someone wiped his glasses clean. Yeah, we do have to talk to Kyoko. Just wanted to make sure.
So did you find anything?
indeed.
I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
Wad of paper?
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him.
Hidden?
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hid it on purpose, you see.
In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means. So, this might be... I was reading online that this could potentially be a translation error, but I don't really have evidence to support this, so take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly in the Japanese version, instead of pants, it was his underwear. Which makes... Ugh. Like, bro, pants have pockets, yeah. Exactly. So, it's a possible translation error, or it's, you know, just kids being kids.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up.
We will pretend it's Spock. That's a little bit nicer than someone that stuffed their hands. Anyway, sorry.
All right.
When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like it better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note?
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar.
Oh, that's it. It's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
However,
Although, it's not exactly the same, is it?
Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I'm gonna have to duck out for dinner.
Oh, that's totally fine. I hope dinner is delicious. Hope it's delicious. Have a good evening.
The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there.
There's some meaning to part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain it a little more?
Think carefully.
Hey,
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly?
I have no idea.
so then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
And well, wrong voice.
Excuse me. And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place.
So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role.
A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I'd better keep it in mind. Cool. Oh! It's time.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going.
Okay. Whew. Ding dong bing bong. Time to die. Time for the class trial. Oh, there's so few of us. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there... Oh!
Monokuma appears!
Hello! Hello! Hello!
He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along. Come on.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck? You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it. For serious.
That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or note?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin.
Yeah, good idea.
That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here. Hey, Jack. Good to have you here.
Yes, yes.
Come on, Big Mac! Let's do it!
Oh, it wasn't me. You gotta believe me.
hey,
The story begins when we get down there. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time.
Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing.
Damn.
I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude. There we go.
Just the worst. Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hiro pay for his crimes.
Alright, y'all. Here we go. Took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. Began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard. Whee! Just go down the elevator. Whee! I can think of a few future characters who would do that. And the steel box began to move. Clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. There has been no murder. This is a happy box. The elevators are happy boxes, right? I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate.
When I see you all gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for this action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
And I think that's where we're gonna take a break. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're so close to an intermission.
I never hold out onto you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
Save, please.
All right, now we're gonna take a break. We are so close. So the trial's gonna start. I'm gonna go over all the evidence when we come back. But for now, is it a good time to take a break? Stretch your legs, stand up, get some water, use the restroom, do what you gotta do. Cause soon we're gonna do the trial. I'm so excited. As I've said in the past parts, the trials are like my favorite parts.
So, I will be right back. Hello, I have returned.
I don't know if that was 5 minutes, but we're gonna pretend like it was. Actually, during the break, I went to check my phone because I have a ton of messages, some that I still haven't read, but some good news I heard some good news for me. Basically, my grandparents got the first dose of the vaccine, and they are scheduled to get the second one in the future. So, that's good. I hope I can see them again. Anyway, some good news in the world right now, I guess. At least on a personal level.
Oh, yeah!
But now we gotta solve a murder. Awesome. Yeah, I think so. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. Anyway, but now we gotta solve a murder. So, let's, oh, skills! That's right! Oh, it's been a hot minute. Oh, I have so many skill points. What skills do I have? That's actually a good question. Yes, about a minute. Oh, we have cool. Steadies the aim a little. Oh, that's helpful. And then we have equipped upshift. I think this is all we have, if I'm honest. Oh, neutral liberation. The focus gauge decreases more slowly during concentration and fever time. That's so good. We got that from Kyoko, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. Either way. Alright. Let me save real quick. Okay. Wait. Back into the menu. Truth bullets. Let's go everything one more time. So, the victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Blue tarp. Tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. The dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and the blood was found on one of its wheels. It is assumed that it is the same dolly that was in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository, they were completely clean. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. The door connecting to the art room to the repository was designed to open from the repository side. According to Aoi, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind in the blood. A cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It is branded with a popular cartoon character and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe away some blood. Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently, they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. Yasuhiro's message. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall, it's all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. Blueprints. These are the blueprints for Robo Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. The costume. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Alright, Hiro's account. Apparently, Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. The note reads, I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monica can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. Broken wristwatch. Taka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing to just past 6 o'clock. It was confirmed that as of late last night, the watch was still working, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Taka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small scrap of paper. Hifumi had this note hidden on him. On the edge, it appears to be torn. The note reads, I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. And then the e-handbook. Each student has their own e-handbooks, which also acts as a card key. The owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. It's believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Okay. So, it's been a while since I've done this trial. I might get something wrong or two. I can't remember if I got nothing wrong last trial, so I might break my streak. but shouldn't be too bad, I think. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
You got this? Thank you. I appreciate the words of encouragement.
Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear.
It's trial time.
Sorry, that was louder than I thought. Costume, the message, and the blueprints, okay.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Compelling evidence that Hiro's the killer. Is that really true?
Everything we found in your...
Wait, is the message... Okay, it's that one.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Okay, I think I know what I need to do.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints.
Let's try this.
The suit parts.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry.
It's been a while.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Yeah.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
But why?
No, the differences are bigger than that, I say.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
I mean, you could also say, I agree. Can you say those words specifically, please?
What?
Then who was in that Robo Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Okay. Of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo Justice suit?
The one who was in the suit, well, the Illuminati. Oh no. It was Hiro.
A gun! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that,
Are you telling me to tell them something else?
there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Ah, okay.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Of course you tell me to tell them. Things that were used to move Taka's body. Well, one is the dolly.
I got it!
Still one more thing, and then the other is the tarp.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Were you hoping I would get it wrong, sir? You tell me to tell them, and then you were hoping I got it wrong? What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Yeah.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
No.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
All Byakuya needs at this point is a box of popcorn and just being like, oh, she has an objection, Makoto. What are you going to do?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Excuse you.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
I helped solve, like, the past 2 trials. Excuse. Never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change her mind. I'm gonna save real quick. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh, bullet time battles. Sure. What is it? Reloading. Oh, that's right. Bullet time battles is the rhythm one in this game. Okay. Okay. There's gonna be at the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo. There's an ammo count. So we basically have to reload on rhythm. So up until now, there really hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. I just remembered I'm on mean. Oh no. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Alright, you have to press the tab key with the tempo. Yeah, I'm in it now. Yeah, you're right. Just remember that the tab key now has a function along with the right mouse buttons and the left mouse button. Okay, you'll automatically reload at the start of favorite time, and your ammo won't decrease. Oh, but if your action's difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. Oh boy. Good luck and have fun.
Oh boy, here I go.
Moment of truth.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. You are worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot agree.
Oh, okay, this one.
This should prove it.
I was surprised how well I was able to do negative time for so long.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Celeste is always mean. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. I'm gonna save after that BTB. Thank you. What does he mean by that? Oh, I think I know what it is. Well, actually, it could be one of two
As we
things.
know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Hold on, I need to check the costume. Yeah, I think it's this one.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think I realized anything.
Yeah, it's okay, Hero. The dolly was used to move Taka's body. That much I'm sure of it. Would the person inside of the suit been able to push the dolly? No.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
And from there,
Yeah,
speed this
then
up.
loaded it onto the belt. Keep in mind. Well, yeah, but even with that, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
They could not. Hero believes. Yes. Poor Hero.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
You should remember this well. Nina.
I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
You actually tried it on, Nina? Exactly.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because Kira's not strong enough. Once it's on, you can never take it off. You can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Yeah.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, would have been a real dumb move.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, dumb for Hiro, I should say. And Hiro does some dumb stuff.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
Never take it off, ever. It's cursed. Gosh, can you imagine if this costume was cursed? Ugh. No, thank you.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Wasn't that a long book series? Anyway, but no, for real. Isn't the series of unfortunate events like a really long book? I read like a few of the books, and I saw like the movie, and I never got past it because the books just made me too sad.
What a pain in the ass!
Yeah, it's long. Yeah, okay, cool. I was right about that.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong?
I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
More flashbacks.
What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been...
Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. Oh, this is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
Whew!
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
You're not wrong.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. But I will do that after a save. Cool. Save. Alright, we got the wristwatch, the file, and the message. I believe we're going to be using the wristwatch.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
What other Justice Hammers were used to commit the murders? Something about that is bothering me. Oh man, it has been a while. Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Was this a memorized
We
thing?
already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
I'm gonna try this. I could be wrong.
It's true
either-
that Hifumi was
I think it's
killed
this
with
or the other way
Justice Hammer
around.
3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
Actually, I'm starting to
See?
second guess myself.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
I'm gonna try it. I think this will be my first wrong thing.
So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed.
Oh, I got it!
No, that's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Okay. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. Oh, it's Hangman's. It's this very easy Hangman's Gambit. Ah, yes, I got it. Oh, that it was already there. Give me another W, please. Okay, need a T. H. Thank you.
Now I understand. I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those Justice Hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
That! The gate from downstairs. It must have been
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office! Oh, this is bad. We have to go back!
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Here's an idea, but where is it? I don't know.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short of amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
New World Order plays. That's the song of the song. That's the name of the song playing in the background, by the way. Also, what?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? I mean, I think there's evidence that proves that.
So let's discuss that.
Just watch the bloodstain and Celeste's account. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm gonna take that, because I think that's what we need. Body discovery announcement was only made once, that much I'm sure of it. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yes!
No, that's wrong.
It's been a while. I'm so glad I got that.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Nice! Thanks.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time I played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered. When Toko was found unconscious.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
A body has been discovered! For a certain amount of time, you can sound what you like. We all know how that goes.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
It was Toko. She was dead. Wait! Looks over to Toko, who's just standing right there. How peculiar.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Are you sure about that?
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Let me save real quick. Okay. The glasses, the dolly, the door. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's the glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Then, was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
The reason I can say Hifumi was still alive, I could just find the contradiction, it'll become clear. Oh yeah.
Well, here's
we
one
got
thing. The first time we found him, and then his body disappeared.
And the
speed up
next
a bit.
time, it was in.
But when you compare his body other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can was where? Ah, yes, the cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean, and the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Oh my gosh, the image of, like, Byakuya going to clean his glasses and touching that and just getting utterly repulsed is, like, hilarious to me.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
So the right, Leon. Sorry, just thinking back to how Makoto said that in the first case is just great.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Headcanon. Toko's glasses have so many scratches, tissues, it just ruins. Oh, you know what? I could see that with Toko. I 100% could see that with Toko's glasses just having a ton of scratches on them. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
One who moved Taka's body was Taka himself. Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. It was the note that Hifumi had.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
What could have... Hiro's pants! Wait, hold on. I need to know what this is.
His pants? Are you saying his pants are alive? Are pants people? Are there pants people?
Hina, even if there are, I'm pretty sure they're not here in this school. Wait, what am I saying? I need to calm down.
Shoot!
I had to know!
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Oh, I just realized you guys could hear me cracking my knuckles. I'm so sorry if you don't like that sound.
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Whoa, his pants are alive! Oh no. Oh gosh. His pants moved the body. No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. Oh no. Hi, Blue Fire Phoenix. Welcome. Hope you're having a good evening.
How wonderful!
Oh, and thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. Okay, I can't let her get to me. Here we go. Oh boy, 5. Cleaning cloth, the wristwatch, tarp, the glasses, and the spotless hammer. Oh gosh. It's been a minute. Let's see.
Huffy had the note, right?
Uh-huh.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Oh, whoops.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Didn't hit my focus enough. I feel like that's the key. Alright, let's...
Huffy had the note, and the person
I think
it
the
was must have
contradiction
been
is pretty
Huffy!
clear. Oh gosh, that's been so
Remember
fast.
what time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
There we go.
No, it's wrong! No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
I love how Jack laughs so much.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that I knew I should have saved. Well, it's the fact that there was a scrap of paper on Taka.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note.
Jack's laugh is so good. I agree. It's done so well.
There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip. leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Sounds about right.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Hero. Hero.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
I can't remember what this is. What is it?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
Ah.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Okay.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Right. I just thought we were about to be quizzed on that.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Good and tight brain. Almost as good as smooth brain. You're not wrong.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. Full picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. Okay, here we go. Wristwatch, the tarp, and the hammer. Okay. Oh, the spotless hammer. I'm pretty sure it's that one.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
So, I remember, I heard about this a long time ago. Or, I guess I should say when I played this, I heard about it. But apparently, when this game first came out, that, or something, but that link would actually link to Toko's wiki page, I think, or something, or like it would link to like the game page. I don't know, something like that. It linked to something Danganronpa related, but I don't think it does that anymore. I think, again, I just heard this like in, not necessarily in passing, but just like as what other people said it was like, because I just got into the series like last year, so anyway.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And, that's about it.
The weapon used to kill Hifumi was really similar to the one used to kill Taka.
What was used? Was it just maybe Justice?
I think it's the last thing Hiro says.
How did nobody? Sounds like a Justice. Check out murdergear.com.
Well, what? The murder weapon had to be one of the...
Yeah, there we go.
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used the hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. Because that's what we thought at first, but... Ah, oh, frick, I should have saved it well. Let's watch the tarp and the hammer again. Okay. Am I going to have to memorize? I don't know.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Okay. That's really the accomplice really that insane? Is there a chance?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together.
I see it.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Thank you. Whee! Alright, we're gonna grab this. And then we're gonna...
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true.
There!
No, it's wrong! Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, There wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. I mean, she did push us along in the trial to say, let's think of these as two separate events. And it was true. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series. Yes, exactly. Connected events, but entirely separate incidences. I forgot that. Makoto says that. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Oh, are we doing this? Oh, frick. Okay, listen. Go. It's been an hour. Let's take a break. It's time to take a break. Whoops. And stand up and stretch for a bit. We'll make this a quick one since we might... I forget how this trial progresses, but we might be figuring out who killed... who is the true mastermind. So we're gonna just take a quick break. Stand up, stretch your legs, get some water. We'll be back in like 5-ish minutes, okay? Alright, cool. BRB! Alright, I'm back. But murder! I'm sorry. Standing is important. I'm sorry. Well, yeah. I don't know if we're gonna actually, if this is just gonna progress with the trial, or if we're gonna try to figure out who did it from here on out. But let's continue with the trial. How many times did I show trial? I can't remember. Anyway, True Killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. And they were very, very clever. Isn't that right, Celeste?
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brained, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Neat.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encounter the slip of paper, the scream. Both of them saw this suspicious individual.
I got it!
That's it?
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
Don't apologize, Makoto. You were doing the right thing. It's okay, baby boy.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
Makoto is the best boy. I agree. He's a sweet baby boy. I love him very dearly. He is such a good boy.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Oh yeah, and she had a weird scream that was like, ah! Or something.
Huh? What was that?
Oh wait, that was Hifumi. Can you just pretend Hifumi did aha! That scream. Just pretend Hifumi did that. Pretend I didn't mess up. Pretend it was Hifumi that did that scream. I lost track of the timeline. It's fine. It's fine. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups?
I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting.
Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
He would totally do that scream. Cool, thank you. Yes, let's say he would totally do the scream.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, That piercing cry of yours early on.
Yes, I wasn't referencing it. There it is! That's Hifumi! Let's just pretend that's Hifumi and we'll call it a day!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
Just turns just ever so slightly to face her.
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
Gosh, the sass in his voice. I love it.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yakuya said that Celeste's comment didn't make sense. What is he alluding to? I was worried that I accidentally spoiled it in the last stream, but... A handbook? Oh. I think this is gonna be a memorized thing.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it?
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Wrong one. There we go. Celeste said what she said. She shouldn't have known yet. Alright.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys died.
No, it's wrong.
There we go.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. so there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
Yep.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
No.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Are you sure about that? Other explanations? If there wasn't a picture of the suspect, or if it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only possibility is it's true. It's they're dancing. But they're drinking? No, it's Hifumi who's dragging the suspect away.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
They're having a dance party? Can you imagine? That's what they did.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? I'd like to see her try. Oh, I love this song. Costume, handbook, hammer, the message, and the blueprints. Okay. Dude, what?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Hold on. Need to double check something. It's been a minute. Room, costume. It's been a minute. It's either the blueprints or the costume. There's definitely a contradiction in what Celeste is trying to claim.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
Let's try the blueprints.
there's no way
They can stand up straight like
I was wrong! Please don't.
Shoot!
What if I'm on the wrong
Dressed me
page
up
on
in that
this?
suit after I passed
Try the
out.
costume.
Then you just dragged me across Hifumi. You tried to make me look like the.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no
way they could stand.
I should have just gone with the costume instead of second guessing myself, but it's fine.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh? Are you surprised, Celeste?
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh, I love this next part.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? By the way, I love Celeste freaking out so much. And then, like, at the end there, you can see that she's, like, trying to go back into her accent. It's great. I love it.
Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? Oh, that's right. I remember their name. Yes, Hero.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Kagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He would say for serious a lot. Gave everyone nicknames. Both of these don't apply to him. They apply to another character. But he would always say people's last names.
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
I love that Jack just says one word and Bianca's like, no, never talk. Ever.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
You look intense is what you look like to me. So I freaking love what the VA did with this. It's like awesome.
What? little on edge.
Sure.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then have to do something to make her accept. Let me save! Ah. The costume, the handbook, the hammer, the message, and the broom twins. Pretty sure we're gonna do the handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He
Whoops.
wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
Ah, frick.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
That's the only truth there is! Moron!
Isn't there any way to make her face the truth?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name.
Better.
If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
I wonder what her name sounds
You
like
haven't
sped
told
up.
anyone-
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
Awesome.
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
We do.
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it'll display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday handbook or notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
that's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
It's time for closing argument. Yes.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Yes!
Okay. Okay, how did the killer recruit? So they got an accomplice from Hifumi. What time did they call? They called Hiro at 1 a.m. And then they, let's see. Who was it that summoned? It was Hiro. Okay. They knocked him out and stuffed him in the Robo Justice. And they had used a certain item to do it. I believe it's the camera. Alright, then at 6 o'clock, yes, at 6, they called Taka in, and then they killed him. What is this? Just his hammer. Oh, what number was it? Okay. Not that one. It wasn't 2. It was 4. 4 is what was used to kill Taka. And then we saw Hifumi use something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. I believe it's hammer 3, but I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, it's hammer 3. Okay. Or no, it's not hammer 3. It's hammer 2. It's hammer 2. Okay. And then he placed hammer 3. That's right. Okay. If we use something to move Taka's body, that would be the dolly. There it is. And then finally, poor Fumi gets killed by a mouse. Okay, let me double check something though. That's the blood pack. Okay. I think this is it. I think this is it. Unless, hold on. Weapon. Oh, it's in that shot. Okay, so it is the one I put down. Just wanted to make sure. I think this is it. I think this is it. Use 2. 4 is used to kill Taka. Yeah, there it is right there. It's 4. Okay, let's see if I got it right.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking them, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
It confused me for a hot second.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story.
Taka! Yeah, we gotta see Taka for the briefest of moments.
With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3.
There's the dance party. There's the dance party right there.
And turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
Gotta go have fun. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Hope your evening goes well.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
I cut it a bit too early.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I love the art.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
I love Celeste's, like, actual voice, you know? And when she drops the accent, it's a nice, like, mood shifter, you know? I don't know. I just really admire what they did there. Wow, 124 medals. I gotta remember to use that before next stream.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh, I didn't realize we would play this song at the end. Okay.
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time. The true killer who devised the whole sticking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg! Or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan? But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna do this. Well, actually, she's speaking normally now, so yeah, don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then, did you use, you know? I knew you figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. Quote unquote. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
Totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it?
As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. These people need to learn to lock their doors. Guys! I deleted the picture as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
I think that fits.
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I knew he got a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I mean, considering that Taka is known as the ultimate moral compass, and even in his crazy state, he was still very much like, why are you not here at exactly 10 p.m.? I don't know, it seems like a really hard lie to believe. This is just me, I guess.
I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
Indeed.
All so he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable.
That guy.
Completely unforgivable.
I'm not gonna say that.
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
Actually...
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought.
The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. What was that strange costume? Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
That's it?
Let's see...
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed even my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, How did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on.
And he really believed that?
Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. I explained it to Hifumi. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so no one could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie so wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck? How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck? Was it really just for money?
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been to escape.
But...
What? All along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Ugh!
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. What was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? And together, handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to that edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst. You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me me. Wait, that's what makes me complete. Isn't it how how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this? That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared?
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's just not other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You just get executed again.
Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Then let's get rolling! The Blackened disturb the peace and must pay the price!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For her, the ultimate gambler!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What? This is... Yes, Tiger Lady.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important.
I mean, I would like to know.
Well then, take care, everyone.
I mean, I would like to know.
Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Could you finish your other sentence, though? Gosh dang it, Celeste. So would I? Right? I really want to know what she says there. Or would have said there. I don't know, I guess we can infer, but... Burning of the Versailles, which... bunny on the top is from her beta design. Oh, yeah! I haven't quite looked at the beta designs, but... Oh, yeah, it is! Oh, sorry, Celeste. Ugh. What I love about this execution, and I'm sure this has been said before many times, but it's very clear that Celeste really admires like the like queens or like the people that were burned, like that kind of era stuff. It's clear that she really admires it. So her being executed by fire like fits what she would have wanted, because it would have been a unique death, right? But then a fire truck comes and kills her in a car crash, thus making her death not unique. I don't know. I like that detail. I'm sure that's been said many times, but it makes their death not as unique because it's... Unfortunately, a lot of people die from car crashes. Anyway. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. For him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone could have got free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez. And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Why do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already.
Hmm.
So So, anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello. Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. Ignore the fact that someone you know just died. Bye! If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
See ya!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh? What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check with you later.
What?
"Why exactly are you going alone?"
so...
Do you even have to ask?
She spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So, Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does this mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto! Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there. It's been a while since I saved, so I'm going to save again, because sometimes my computer likes to crash.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker.
Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness.
I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed.
As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but...
Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like, what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't even see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you do too.
No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious?
People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor on it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this?
Hello?
It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. Secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But, I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. It turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I just made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom, on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? There's a bunch of files and what look like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had the chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kinda weird. I could understand if it said, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. Strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Strange sound rang through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. Didn't know how long it had been. Oops. Ugh. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Empty. Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. It did just get knocked. Like, it did just get smacked. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room. Get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought.
I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow, I made it back to the first floor of the school. Ugh. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. That's not good! Couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound was coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? Can't be nothing. Here in the gym?
Hello?
Sorry, totally ruined the mood there. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. Sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure. But regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is... Oh, chapter 3 is over. A lot of people died this time. To be continued. Ooh, nice! Yeah, let's save. Oh, nope. Sorry, Makoto. I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. Oh, that was fun! I always love the trials in this game. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. It was a lot of fun chatting with y'all. Next week is kind of up in the air if I'm going to be able to stream again. It's been real? Yeah! Like, so, I'm debating on next week. Next week's kind of busy, so I might either take it off, I might do a chill Genshin stream, or if everything goes well, I might just pick up Danganronpa again. Because, so it's up in the air, we will see. But I do want to get back to this soon, because Chapter 4 is a trip! It's a trip. And we are, like, more than halfway through the game, I think. Or at least we're at the halfway point. Something like that. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching and stopping by. It's been very fun. I hope you guys had fun too. And with that, I hope you all have a very pleasant evening, okay? Alright. Thanks for coming, guys.